Hi, Sam.
Welcome to a late night episode of Things to Do While Stuck at Home with our first official full-time
sleepover
guest. Yay! Grammy! So this episode is about sleeping porches because as I mentioned to you in Go Set a Watchman, they mentioned sleeping porches and I was like, what is that? And so I did some research. So first of all, this is the line where they mention it. They said they were on the sleeping porch, the coolest part of the house. They slept there every night from the beginning of May to the end of September. Jem, who had been lying on his cot reading since daybreak, thrust a football magazine in her face, pointed to a picture and said, "Who's this, Scout?" So that was the reference to sleeping porches that made me do a little bit of research on them. And I found out that in the early 1900s, they became quite popular, they think, because of a tuberculosis outbreak. Huh. So, did you ever hear of sleeping porches when you were growing up? No.
Never. never.
I don't think we have them up here. I don't think we have them.
Porches, but we didn't call them sleeping porches. They were just there, and my mother wouldn't have gone out and slept in the porch because she was terrified of everything and anything. So she didn't do any truck with that stuff.
Well, you are much braver than Grammy. and so you are sleeping on the porch, so she's made me check twice that the door is locked, I will say.
Yes, because we don't want somebody to just come in.
Even though we would beat them with plants.
Yes.
And with pillows.
Yes.
So sleeping
and with everything else at hand.
So we'll give you a tour of the sleeping porch in just a minute. But it turns out that sleeping porches, I think they were mostly popular down south, though it did mention that there are some in New England and some in the Midwest. So far, the people I've interviewed, the only person who's heard of them is a person who grew up in Florida. So I don't know that, like, even Jeffrey hasn't heard of them out in Oklahoma. So I'm not sure how widespread they really were.
Sleeping porches.
Yeah. So they thought, I guess, with tuberculosis that people with TB did better if they were out in the air. And so then people said, oh, if they do better when they're out in the fresh air, maybe if you sleep out in the fresh air, you'll never get tuberculosis. It's the cure. Yeah. And so they made these sleeping porches on their houses because it started to become a fad. Like, oh, this is healthier to sleep outside and have the fresh air. Yeah. So it became this fad, and people built them into their houses. And then if you didn't have a house with a sleeping porch, no worries. Architects made designs so that they could add them onto your house.
Ah, nice.
Phew. I know you're relieved. You're relieved. So it turns out the sleeping porches didn't prevent tuberculosis. You might be shocked to hear that.
Yes.
Oh. So as it became obvious that, that wasn't the case, they sort of started to lose popularity and they kind of went away, which is a little bit of a shame, I feel like, because awesome. Sleeping porch, you can camp out in your own house. So I figured, since I've been at home for so long, that this is like a really nice way to camp out while still having everything I need that's at home.
That's right.
And so hence, Grandma is joining me for a sleeping porch.
And we are having a nice sleeping porch night.
Sleepover night.
Sleepover night. Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So do you want to give Sammy a tour of the sleeping porch? It's not very big, so it'll be a very fast tour.
Can she see this?
She's going to see it. We're going to put it on the internet, and then she'll see it.
Oh, okay. Let me move this out of the way.
Mommy's putting the chair out of the way. So, as you can see, when you come in, we have a little chair with a plant. The plant helps bring the outdoors inside. You're not the plant. You're the grandma.
You said I have a little chair with a plant.
Oh. Well, you're the grandma. Okay, well, the plant is playing on the table, is playing grandma, and grandma is playing the plant on the chair. There we go. So this is working well. So now, over to the right of grandma and the plant is another little plant. How cute. Hello, plant.
Hi, plant.
So then, this is the furnishings of our sleeping porch. You can see we also have a little chair over there. This is my nightstand. This is the nice bed. Ooh, so many pillows. And then we have a little nightstand for Grammy.
Yeah.
And that is, oh, and there's the fan and the light.
Yes.
And that is our sleeping porch.
Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
It is. It is a beautiful sleeping porch. This is my Tibetan coat.
Yes, she's wearing it in case it gets cold here on the sleeping porch. And I am not wearing that because right now it is really warm even with the fan.
Yes.
Yeah, and you still have it on though.
I know, but it's cool for me. I feel it.
You
cool.
are doomed because
warm.
because it's still warm. So we wanted to share with you our night before the sleeping porch, and I don't know, we're gonna hang out and probably chat and read, and then we'll take a snooze, and then we'll check in the morning and see if we actually slept on the sleeping porch.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Good morning,
Good morning,
Sam. So how did you like sleeping out on the sleeping porch?
I loved sleeping out on the sleeping porch. It was a lot of fun.
What was your favorite part?
The favorite part was having the doggies coming up and visiting
Picasso,
with us.
come here. Picasso came.
Here's Picasso and Vincent came, and we had a four place bed.
Picasso slept right in between us.
Yes, he did.
And Vinny slept
right down the length of it
with Jeffy until the morning, and then he came in the morning to visit.
So
hey, Vinny.
So we had very pleasant doggy visits.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
And my favorite part was actually listening to all the crickets and frogs at night.
Yes.
It was very relaxing, actually.
That is. To hear their little voices all over is very, very nice.
And did you get a good night's sleep?
Yeah, I did.
I did too, actually.
I sleep like a rock.
So sleeping porch is a good idea. Everyone should do a sleeping porch. It's like camping, but more relaxing. Anyway, so what was your official rating for the sleeping porch? I would give it 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
It was fun.
Everyone should get a sleeping porch and do a sleep out on their porch.
However, we can't. Because they don't allow us to make our own sleeping porch.
No, they don't. But you can come here and use mine whenever you want.
Okay.
Except in the middle of winter. It will be too cold. You'll die of hypothermia. In the north, you shouldn't sleep on a sleeping porch in the middle of winter without sufficient gear. It would be less than healthy.
Yes.
Yes.
It would be. Depending on the weather. Our weather is getting warmer.
That's true. Maybe in a few years you could successfully do it.
You can successfully do that one. Right.
So Sammy, we hope you enjoyed watching this video about sleeping porches and enjoyed our guest co-host.
Note.
Grammy.
From Tibet.
You're not from Tibet. Just your robe. Bye.
Bye, Sam. You're going to give her a laugh anyway.